Hello class, today we are going to have a look at Hot Toys Snap Kits Aliens vs Predator Snap Kits model. And you can see here on the box we got a picture of a Predator there, because that's what it's supposed to be. And it has over 15 points of joint in 4-inch model. But yeah, kind of the broken English. This kind of thing is the kind of thing you'd see at your local comic shop, where there's a whole bunch of boxes and you get a random figure on the inside and you have to put it together. So if we look here, we can see what it's basically going to be. You can see, I guess, more or less the instructions on how to put this thing together. Snap to fit by ball joint. And it should stand approximately 4 inches tall, which is kind of cool. If you look here on the back, now this one has been opened, which I didn't realize, but I guess that's how they knew that we get this one in here. And that's why I bought it, because this one looked kind of cool. The rest of them, I don't know. The other figures that are in this, though, you can get a clear Predator, Scar Predator, I believe this is the Celtic Predator, and then there's a Chopper Predator. And there's a whole bunch of aliens, a grid alien, a battle alien, a warrior alien, and a warrior alien in translucent color. Be quite honest, all the aliens look the same to me. Here we've got a whole bunch of text that looks, well, it's probably Japanese, I don't know what it is. But anyways, I think we're getting the Celtic Predator. It looks cool. I haven't seen this movie in quite some time. I'm going to have to rewatch it. I recently watched Predators, which was okay, and it got me really interested in having Predator figures. And I saw this and I decided I had to have it. So, if we open it here, since it is already been opened, which is wonderful, we can dump all the crap out and we can chuck this. Whoa, look at that, Aliens, coming in 2005. Haha! That gives us an age of, oh, there we go. That's what's important. The back, we've got instructions on how to put together this little thing. And if you see there, it has a keychain clip. I could clip this to my school bag. How awesome would that be? That means I'd have a toy for in class when I'm bored. Anyways, so we're going to have some instructions for that. And here we've got some bits and pieces of our Predator figure. There we've got the head, if you can see it there. Ooh, he's got a pretty bitchin' looking helmet. So I guess that's going to be part of his torso. We've got some arms, some legs. But anyways, we're going to put this thing together. I'm probably not going to do it on camera because it's going to involve lots of cussing and swearing and, knowing me, a fair amount of blood. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a break now. We're going to come back, well, in a little bit. You'll think it'll be instantaneous. But I'm going to put this thing together, and then we'll have a closer look at this Snap Kit model Predator. So back in a second. Hey guys, we're back. We're still looking at AVP Snap Kit model Celtic Predator. And as I give you a quick 360 of this figure, there's just one thing I want to point out. This thing was a son of a bitch to put together. Okay? Not joking. I bled trying to put this stinking thing together. Was it worth it? Well, I guess we'll see as we look at it. I was going to buy a second one when I was at my favorite, well, maybe my favorite comic shop, picking it up. And I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't want to put another one together. One and done, that's it. So anyways, really hard to put together. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so a quick look at this figure. I mean, the coloring, actually his head seems a little funny color to me. I don't know. I don't think Predators usually look quite like that. But most of it is pretty good. He actually looks kind of very pink, humanoid colored. But I really like the color of his armor. It really looks like it's a pewter kind of finish with the black and the gray and the silver colors there. Actually, that's pretty good. And the sculpt itself is very nice. You can see all the detail along the back, the hair, I guess. I don't know if it's hair or not, but the hair on him. We can see all how scaly his head is. We've got the teeth, which are gnarly, and all the detail work that went into his armor. And on his body, that's the bits that are exposed, we can see the mesh or the netting or whatever it is on him, and that's all sculpted right on. And the blades, very well done. They look pretty cool too. And even down to his cute little sandals that he's got here with the little spiked toes and stuff. I wonder if the wife would let me have sandals like that. No. No, I just heard no. Anyways. Very cool. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out is that he's got the necklace with the skulls on it. And besides the fact that this is an actual piece of, well, for lack of a better word, string. And you have to be careful if you ever find one of these to put it together. The string has a very loose knot that comes apart pretty easily. But that's got little skulls on it, if we can see there. There we go. That's kind of cool. I like that. So it does kind of dangle on his neck. That is pretty cool. Now, in terms of articulation, I think the box said 15 points. I didn't count it. But we will look at some of it. His head does move, although his hair does get in the way a little bit. Over the shoulders. Whoops, we just lost his backpack piece there. Now, the other thing I should point out is that when I'm trying to move this figure, it always feels like I'm going to pull him apart. So if you see me being a little bit more gentle with this than I would be with some other figures, that is why. Because I always feel like he's about to come apart. The shoulder does move. Basically, there's a lot of ball joints. So a lot of things we see in Marvel Legends and the DCU figures, that's the kind of posability he's going to have. We can move the elbow out. We can rotate there a little bit. Whoops. We can bend a little bit. In his hand, that does rotate as well because it's on a ball joint. We've got a couple pieces in his torso. We have the upper torso here that can move, and believe it or not, his waist can move as well. But again, it always feels like we're going to pull him apart as we do so. There is movement in the legs, but it's hindered a little bit by the plate, I guess it would be, on the sides and in the front. So we can't move that too far, and it doesn't go out to the side too much. It does a little bit. The knee bends, and again, we can rotate at the calf, sorry. And then his ankle will rotate around, and it moves up and down a little bit. There we go. So not too bad. Again, it always... Whoop, geez, I keep losing all the bits off of him. A lot of these things just we can put right back in there, which is nice. I think ideally this probably would get some super glue treatment just to kind of hold everything in place properly. That's why. Let's see if we can fix this a little bit. Sorry about that. There we go. Put that back in place. There we go. Awesome. And then again, we've got his backpack that we can put back on. Now the other thing with his backpack, since I probably will get into the accessories now. Come on, you miserable son of a... Okay. Whoa. Jeez, I'm having a real tough time of it here. Did this movie suck as much as I remember? I know it was panned by just about everybody. Actually, most of the AVP movies weren't highly regarded. Were they? Anyways, there we go. Having a real tough time there. Okay. So we've got him back together. Now his accessories. So he's got that backpack, which I was just fussing with. And it, of course, has that, I don't want to call it a laser or some kind of projectile cannon. We can put that up. His hair does get in the way a little bit. And I don't know, it just kind of looks goofy when it's that high up. I don't remember it being that high up. I always thought it was something that hovered right over the shoulder. So we're going to put that back down because I don't really like it. For his other accessories, well, we've got the arm blades, which I've managed to knock off one of them. On his right leg over here, he has a big knife, which we can see. Now, the way his hands are, though, he's not going to hold on to any of these. I'm not sure why we had a lot of these extra accessories, because there's really nothing we can do with them. They look cool. Like, a lot of work went into this, you know. But, again, there's not a whole lot we can do with it. It's not going to stay in his hands. The other one that he comes with, we've got the spear weapon, which, as you can see from the way it was packaged, it's kind of bent a little bit there, and it's never going to be straightened out properly. But again, we can try to put this in his hand, but he's never really going to hold it too well. It's always going to be kind of loose, and it's going to pop out really easily. So again, it's nice. Can't do much with it. Sorry. Another one, we've got the little, I guess, hand blade doodad. I can't remember if you use this or not. But again, we can kind of half-ass put it in there, but there's not going to be too much we're going to do with it. In fact, this is probably going to be lost to the vacuum cleaner in a short period of time. Especially the way I am with these things. Now, the other accessory, actually something else. Where is it? There did it go? Oh, sorry. We have this thing. What is that? Oh, this is a key ring. Somewhere we can put a hole in our Predator, maybe in the top of his head. I don't know. I haven't found seems like a good place to put this, but we are supposed to be able to clip this and put it on as a keychain. So imagine just something sticking out of his head like that. I wouldn't want to do that to this figure. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it's not going to be put on that Predator. It's probably going to be thrown in a junk drawer somewhere and never seen again. One more accessory, though, this figure does have. Maybe one of the most important ones. His helmet, his face shield. And I like to point out just how awesome that looks. It's not the standard Predator one. I know they've been changing them with Predators and some of the other ones. It's not your standard one, and we would just pop this over his face. Now, the problem with it, and I don't know if it's me, if it's the figure, but I cannot make that thing stay in there worth crap. Of course, having said that, I just did it. I really had to reef it on there. It's not going to stay on too well. There we go. It's going to be coming off, so I think that's going to get a little touch of crazy glue, and I'm just going to mount that thing on his face like he was Dr. Doom. And it'll never come back off. And he's almost as ugly as Dr. Doom. So maybe we should. Because he just looks so much better with the mask on. But it's not going to stay. And the face itself, while there's a lot of good sculpt to the head, his eyes are totally, totally blank. He looks like a zombie Predator. How scary would that be? He's walking down the street, gonna come and rip the flesh off your bones or something. Yeah. So, you know what? There's a little bit of detail lacking in the face, and I think we can make up for that by putting the helmet on. I just wish it would stay. It is meant to. There is a small peg in the inside there. I don't know how well we can see that. And it is somehow supposed to be held on, I think, by his teeth. And he's supposed to keep that mask on, but it's just not going to stay. Not for any length of time. So I think that's going to get glued on, maybe with the arm blades as well, just so that it'll stay in place. A little bit of posability, not too much we're going to do with this. Now, what do I have to say about that? Well, you know what? It's nice. It does look pretty cool. It's about a 3... Oh, the box said up to 4 inches. If we compare him to Hulkbuster Iron Man here, we can see that they're of similar height. So just so you know what you'd be looking at, the amount of detail for this size of figure is impressive. So again, around that 3¾ inch scale figure. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know who'd win in that fight. Anyways. So there we have him. Now, how would I grade this figure? Just on how he looks, because I have to, again, have to say the detail's amazing. But my grade for this figure is going to be a B. And the reason I don't rate it higher than that is because it was such a pain in the ass to put together. Literally, I spent probably 2 hours. I was watching something on TV, I can't remember, but I was trying to put this thing together, and it took a long time and a lot of effort, and it was really, really difficult. I would never buy another one of these because they're so flippin' hard to put together. No. I'd rather go buy the larger, newer ones than buy another one of these just because of how difficult they are to put together. I'm not much of a model builder, and this is really starting to frustrate me, especially when the instructions say do not use excessive force. If you do not use excessive force, you're not putting this thing together. That's it. So, it gets a B. It's decent. It's going to have a good time guarding my computer monitor, I think, and maybe give some people nightmares. But there you have it. That is our Celtic Predator from Aliens vs. Predator. It's a snap kit model from one of my local comic shops. Might not be bad to pick one up if you've got a lot of time and a lot of patience to put it together. But I think that's about it for this lesson. Class is dismissed.